certainly if you can pick it up on the DVD if you buy one. But here we are at Glen Helen. We're just going to have a pasty, so for the moment it's back to the grandstand. And there is a bike coming now, so that's perfect timing indeed. Just listen to him going down through the box. Sounds like a big Velocette or something foreign. Through he goes. No, it's a twin, and there's another one. He's closely followed by the second rider through. And we go to the time difference now is 4 seconds. Bike number 1 leads number 2 by 4 seconds here at Glen Helen on lap 1. So Glen Helen is the first commentary point now. We've moved on from Ballacrane, and we had to do that because the speeds were increasing and he just didn't have time. And certainly Maurice Maudsley made this part his home for many, many years, and now it's Dave Christian who's in the commentary box just up on my right hand side here. But we remember with affection a chap called John Kenyock, who used to be regular on Manx Radio as the farming correspondent. He told a lovely story about in the early days of certainly in 1907 to 1910 about the bikes going up here, and he said he'd heard about a story about one of the riders dropping his gloves, and such was the slow pace of them going up the hill that he gave them to the person that was spectating gave the gloves to him. He said, just run along with them, son, and give them to the rider back, because it was quicker to walk up here than it was to ride, as the belts were slipping and everything. And that was a story that John Kenyock related about Glen Helen. But it was also the scene of the crash scenes in No Limit, and my Uncle Jack picked himself up off the tarmac here a few times at Glen Helen. It wouldn't be tarmac in those days, it would be dusty tracks, but certainly the scenes were recorded here at Glen Helen. And that telephone box down there and the little post box on the post behind it had been part of the TT history. Not much used now in the days of mobile phones, but certainly Glen Helen, Manx Radio TT commentary point. So through Glen Helen, and then you'll hear Dave saying, and now they're heading up towards Sarah's cottage, and this is Sarah's cottage, and certainly a tricky little bend. You have to be over a certain white line to get it right, and there's many slid past here and run out of road on the exit, so that's where the barriers are there, going up round the tight right-hander. But there is another story, as we'll just move a little bit further up shortly, about Giacomo Agostini and Mike Hailwood. It was a damp start to the race. Agostini, I think it might have been his first year on the island, and his teammate was Mike Hailwood. They both had equal machinery, obviously. 4-cylinder MV Augustas from Italy, and I think it was the second lap that Agostini came round here, and there was a damp patch, not the tarmac we've got now, but caught him out and spat him on his backside into the roadway. The MV was too bent to continue, so he had to sit the rest of the race out, and he sat it up there on the bank. I think it was a lap later, or maybe a couple of laps later, round came Mike Hailwood riding at number 5, and the same damp patch caught him out as well, and down on the road he went. But he managed to get it straightened out. Now we'll not speculate on the story, but somehow he managed to fire the bike back up again, and he went on to win. The consensus of opinion is that the rules state you cannot go against the flow, so it would be impossible for him to push it back down to get it started. So the story goes that he used a little lay-by, which is no longer there, just up past, for him to bump start the MV Augusta into life and complete the rest of the race, and duly recorded as the winner. There were 1 or 2 people around on that day in this area who might have a different story to tell, but their lips are sealed just the same as mine. But certainly Giacomo Agostini, Mike Hailwood, Sarah's cottage, or the exit or the run up to Lamfell, certainly another part of TT history. There is a story behind the wall which goes all the way through Hanley's Corner. Bruce Anstey's grandfather was part and parcel of the works team that were involved in constructing Hanley's Wall, Hanley's Corner.